Previously on Two Dicks Exposed. And today we are going to talk about something very near and dear to our heart. Of course, that means we're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh!
Boobies.
Sometimes I just licked my card. I was just like, oh, this will give it extra strength.
I'm not buying you any more fucking cards. Like, they're all over this house.
Yeah, they look like pallbearers. Just
Carrying a coffin. Yeah, we did it. America.
USA.
Pretty much everybody else in the world is absolutely disgusted that we won. But
I'm kind of disgusted with it.
yeah, honestly.
And now back to part 2 of our Yu-Gi-Oh! Discussion, where we cover the anime. So, like, before the Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode is over,
Okay.
I think we do need to touch on the anime, because, like,
Okay.
the anime did some, like, bonkers shit that, like, when you think about it, like, these are just high school kids that are traveling the world and, like, I don't even know, like Kaiba owns a jet.
Wealthy business owner has like beef with this like middle school child to where he wants to like take down his entire family.
Like, I don't even know. Like, oh my god.
Between that and like the amount of banned episodes and like season 0, where said middle school child was like legitimately like
murdering people. Have you ever read like season 0 or watched
I've
it?
seen,
Or
like clips of it, and I can understand why maybe they didn't want like kids watching this show.
Yeah. Dude, there was a point where Yugi was fighting his like high school bully, and they were playing ice hockey with like a stick of dynamite in the middle of the ice hockey, and they were playing on top of like one of those hibachi grills. So like every time they hit it, like it was just slowly burning on the grill, and whoever had the dynamite at the end, like it would just drop and explode in their face. So like
normal middle school like,
shit.
Playground,
Like Joey and Yugi hated each other. Joey and Tristan, they used to pick on Yugi all the time.
So they mentioned that, I think, in the show at some, like in like the actual anime at some point past season 0.
Yeah, because they take the Millennium Puzzle and they chuck it in the river, and that's
right.
like episode
right.
1, and then.
Man, I don't think I've ever connected with like a child of Yu-Gi-Oh more than like, being picked on by older children.
Kind of
relatable,
home, doesn't it?
Relatable. But like even that, I remember seeing in like season 0, where he has like the guy covers him in alcohol and he has to like balance the lighter. Like this has nothing to do with card games. Where are your parents?
Right. And even like episode 1 where it's Yugi versus Kaiba and it's like the Exodia, like the big Exodia fight.
Yeah.
That in the anime or the manga is like the tail end of Kaiba's like torture chamber thing where he like kidnaps his grandpa and then makes Yugi go through like all these crazy events where like he's getting electrocuted and like potentially losing an arm and a leg and shit, and like the final thing is just duel monsters.
Maybe this is why he dissociated. Like the split personality thing, usually really calls from a little bit of trauma. Having your parents dead?
I don't know. They were like archaeologists or something. Weird, true.
I think that's how he found the puzzle.
I know Grandpa was an archaeologist, and I don't know where his parents were.
Man, man really came.
Life.
He went from archaeology to trading cards.
Mm-hmm. And then you also got Maximilian Pegasus, who owns an island based just on this trading card game.
Yeah, and you know what he's going to do? Bring a bunch of these kids to these islands. Like, bring them all. I need all of the kids. Give them stars. And I will find the best kid, and I will defeat him. Like, nobody questioned any of this. People were hopping on a boat. Kids, no guardians, hopping on a boat to go play on this island.
He's like a 40-year-old, and what's the oldest person?
He created the game, right?
Yeah, he created the game, and I think Kaiba just made like all the technology around it.
Yes.
But who was the oldest? The oldest person was what, Mako? Who couldn't have been more than like 20-something? Mako or Mai? Or
I would hope
Bandit Keith.
Mai's like over 18. Bandit Keith, he's got to be in his 40s. Like, dude's like seen some shit, ran a biker gang, gave up on the biker gang, decided trading cards is the way to go.
He was like, oh my God, 8 bottles deep in a bar one day, came out
100%.
yakking in a trash can and just happened to look down and see Machine King, and he's like, this is it. This is the way my future is going to be.
You're telling me I can cheat in this game?
Oh my God. And then when he loses to Pegasus and he pulls out the aggressive finger gun, just
if there's anything that has made me more terrified, it's a man pointed his finger at me. After being
Not even the stretched out finger.
No,
either.
they couldn't
The
even edit
curled
it. They
finger.
couldn't edit it past this, which had to have been more difficult than just like doing this,
Just erasing
Like,
it altogether.
Right.
And I mean, just make it a fist.
Just
Like,
make it a fist, like
just
because
I'll
that
get
happens
you.
more than once. Because like there's like Pegasus's guards that come in with like
Yeah, they all aggressively.
because Bakura kills them, I believe.
We'll just say sends them to the shadow
Yeah,
realm.
yeah, because that's like a euphemism for death.
Yep. Hell.
Right. Which I never got as a kid. I didn't understand that. It was just a thing that happens. But people died.
Shadow realm is normal.
Normal,
It's
dude.
fine.
Yeah, it's fine. What murder?
What murder?
Yeah, because there was that. I mean, and then it was looking back on it. That's a show with a lot of psychological issues. A lot of those people.
And then, like, immediately after that, you have Kaiba, who throws a temper tantrum because he lost Duelist Kingdom. So he's like,
Threatens to jump off of a building.
Yeah.
If he loses.
yeah, like, talk about overreacting.
Overreacting.
It's like, I'll lose, but if I lose, I'm going to fucking kill
Taking
myself.
it all.
Do it, you little bitch.
For a man who's like so worried about his younger brother, he was ready to just fucking jump
He
off.
just tries to kill himself a
lot.
lot.
You have the money. Maybe instead of another jet, like get a therapist. Like, there's some drama there somewhere. It's worth it. It's worth it. I get it. You maybe instead of tearing that fourth Blue Eyes in half, we just get some therapy.
Give it to your brother. Like,
Give
that
it-
could have been a bonding
Why
moment
did
for
you need it?
Right.
Why?
Also, Pegasus, if you're only allowed 3 copies of a card, why would you make 4 Blue Eyes? Do you just hope really hope there's 2 players that are using 2 Blue Eyes
It's
each in
like
their deck?
either 3 or just like all of them. Like you just make all of the Blue Eyes so that everybody can have it, or you just make 3.
Right.
But I also don't think maybe when he was making these cards, he was like, man, no one person is going to like really attempt to just get all of
Like,
these.
this is a cool card. No one will base their entire life around it.
Correct.
Trust me.
And by entire life, we're talking like jets, like
Full on his amusement parts.
his whole suit, everything.
Yeah. Kaiba Man, is that just a card or has he actually become a superhero at some point?
So I don't know if that was ever in the show. No, I think it was. But I'm pretty sure it was like Kaiba in his Blue Eyes suit in the virtual reality like
Oh, yeah, when they went
helmet thing.
because I know like Yugi became the Dark Magician. I wonder if Kaiba became
Kaiba Man. I mean, that's
I don't
pretty
know, dude. It was like
egotistical.
20 years ago. You know what
Wouldn't
also
doubt it.
is blowing my mind now that I'm realizing it? There was only 4 copies of Blue Eyes made, but there was like 100 copies of Exodia made, and he's supposed to be like the rarest card. Like there was that
True.
Dark Duelist or whatever who had 3 complete sets of
in his
Exodia
deck,
in his
yeah.
deck. Most useless deck ever.
Yeah,
The
how
fact
you
that
could
he
even
wins
attempt
at
to
all.
play. Because any one of those, like, yeah, look, we can't even begin to speak on a competitive level about the show because, like, Joey really seemed to like using graceful dice and skull dice and
Don't forget Time Wizard.
Time Wizard. Yeah, let's just gamble.
I like how
everything.
every single card had a variant Time Wizard ability. He's just like, I don't know what this is, but I got Time Wizard.
Oh yeah, when I use this effect, guess what? Now when this dragon gets older and it's got more attack.
All your machines rust and they don't work now.
I mean, that's another thing entirely that we can go into. The entire made up rules of everything in like
Duelist
season
Kingdom
1
was amazing.
Yeah,
on that.
Duelist Kingdom, and then I mean, even I guess it really doesn't go much further than that. After Duelist Kingdom, and when they get to Battle City,
Yeah, Battle
it kind of
City's
becomes
kinda like-
real, and I think that was a little more interesting for like me personally, like to see like giant soldier of stone not attack the moon to defeat.
to defeat the werewolf
zombies?
or something like that.
No, what did No, I'm thinking of Swords of Revealing Light that held up the floating castle
The floating castle.
that then fell and crushed all the zombies. And
Yeah.
but
Oh
there
my
was
God, I
giant
forgot
soldier
that was a
stone
thing.
attacked the moon to beat Mako. No, it wasn't Mako, but
Yes,
it was definitely like
because it was Mako because the moon controls the sea.
oh yeah.
So once you destroy the moon,
let me
then
see.
the sea no
I need
longer
to see the
was-
problem-solving card text on that that describes exactly how that effect works. Because I don't believe it. And that
Calling shenanigans on that one specific
immediately,
move.
yeah, one specific move. I mean, if you can just make up, because like even Pegasus with Toon World was just like, these monsters are my monsters now. Anything you play, it's just mine. And then he had Relinquished, which did the same thing.
And then you had the Karibo and the Multiply. It's like, I'm going to put so many Karibo on your Blue Eyes that he can't actually attack anymore.
What was the other one? Where he launched the mammoth into Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon to decay it from the inside out?
Yes. Oh my God. Catapult Turtle. I forgot how like clutch
was
that was in fucking Duelist Kingdom.
It was the infamous Ford card combo of Catapult Turtle, Mammoth Graveyard, and there was like the light arrows.
Whatever it was like, I'm going to infuse my monster into your monster. And
Yep.
That's it.
And then your monster just dies because it's dead.
God. And then Kaiba's like, I use Monster Reborn on the one head of my Blue
Yeah.
Eyes. Your move, Yugi.
So those people never played the card game. There's no way. You cannot convince me that.
I'm not going to lie. That version would be so much more fun to play, though. Where, like, the cards have potential to do whatever the fuck you want. It's just, like, it's up to the imagination.
That would have to be a video game.
It's like
they would
if
have
D&D and Yu-Gi-Oh! Mixed. And it was just like, I'll allow it, roll for damage.
Yeah. Or, like,
Mammoth
roll for, like, the
Graveyard.
success of your Mammoth Graveyard killing my Blue Eyes Ultimate because of game
you
mechanic.
turned him into an arrow
Yeah,
and launched
turned
him
him
off of a turtle.
I'm really upset that I don't remember what the arrow is. But I mean, that was just like the Time Wizard stuff. And then like finally we get into Battle City where it's like, all right, we're going to play like real Yu-Gi-Oh. And then like we got to see like Jinzo, and Jinzo was badass.
Oh, Harpy's Pet Dragon came in.
Oh, true.
We got Red Eye's Black Metal, I think. That was was that Battle City or was that End of Duelist Kingdom?
I don't know, because I vaguely remember like a
living
arrow.
arrow.
Got it.
Oh my God.
Can I read the... No, I won't read the effect. I won't read the effect.
We need to read the effect. What do we got here?
Activate only if the effect of a spell card your opponent controls would either target or affect your side of the field. That effect is applied to the appropriate target on your opponent's side of the field.
Okay.
Definitely not relevant.
So not relevant whatsoever. That's fabulous. That is fabulous. The next tournament you go to, can you just recreate Yugi's Duelist Kingdom deck? And just like...
They've done that. They've not... Well, like not... They have like the voice actors, right? At like Nats and the YCS that play like their decks.
Oh, that's dope.
So I've seen like Pegasus versus Yugi using the voice actors, and they play it on like the big projector screen. Oh, there was the polymerization. I forgot the polymerization though.
Oh my God. I forgot that polymerization changed the outset of like every game. You can take two cards and just...
Any two cards. It was like, what was the first game? Forbidden Memories? Where you'd just be like, boop, 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 fuse all these, and then you'd make something sick, and then the other thing would try to fuse with it, and it'd kill it. The PS1 game.
Oh, I never played it.
I
played like Sacred Cards and Falsebound Kingdom. And
Forbidden Memories is like the hardest speedrun game in the history of video games.
Oh, shit.
Because it's like nothing but RNG. You would always draw till 5 at the beginning of your hand.
Hell yeah.
And you could fuse any 2 cards, but you could fuse any 5 cards. Like it was absurd. And like Blue Eyes Ultimate was like a main deck monster, and Gate Guardian was like a main deck monster that you just throw down.
Gate Guardian, dude. Yeah.
And you would just, if you didn't know what you were doing, and like in that game, like light beats dark, and so like not like your like 200 attack light monster could like take down a 5,000. Yeah, sure.
That's amazing.
Sure. But yeah, that basically Yu-Gi-Oh at its finest.
Yu-Gi-Oh, that's great.
Old school.
Dude, the video games are dope too, because you always got the rare cards with them too.
Yes.
Like I want to say the early ones, you got like a variant Blue Eyes and a variant Dark Magician or something like that.
I think that's like what really started like the big hunt for like promos, because I remember if you got the Japanese version of one of them, it had like the God cards in it, like the God cards that like you couldn't get in America, but they were English in the Japanese version, and like that's where you got cards like Harpy's Feather Duster.
Yeah, I think Graceful Charity was that in.
No,
was
that
that
was
the
in
same as the Harpy's Feather Duster? I know the dice. You got the skull dice and the
And you got like
angel dice
there
or
was
whatever
like
it was called.
Valkyrion, the Magnet Warrior dude.
Yeah.
There was, dude. There's just so, but like that was like just an added bonus to like buying the video games.
Right.
On top of like, I'd say most of the video games were pretty sweet.
All of the GBA ones, like I thoroughly enjoyed.
I think I liked the GBA ones a lot because it was like the first time that even the video games like played actual, like World Championship 2006 or whatever it was, the GBA game, awesome.
Yeah.
You could write the little code on the bottom of the cards and punch them in.
Yeah, well, even like Sacred Cards, you played through Battle City, but you played with like real Yu-Gi-Oh rules. I
Yes,
think.
exactly.
Like 8,000 life points, like all that stuff.
And then they had like, but see, like what's cool is like, I feel like they even did well on games that weren't the trading card game. So like Duelist of the Roses was like a chess based Yu-Gi-Oh game that was sick. And then like you had Falsebound Kingdom, which was like this
Like a 3V,
RPG, like 3v3
like Final Fantasy-esque
yeah.
game. Like
that like if you didn't play Yu-Gi-Oh, you would never you would never buy that game because like one, I just feel like those games are never well advertised, but two, like why would I buy this if I could play Final Fantasy? And it turned out to be awesome.
an amazing game.
Like
There's rarely any game that I beat more than once, let alone
Yes.
like 40 times.
Yeah.
Just because every time you beat the game, you got an Egyptian god to like.
right to play
drop.
with, and
Right.
then like you get to go back through, and I think that game did like a really good job of, like you said, when you beat it, there was like post credits, like you could still go back and do so much stuff in that game,
Right.
collect more characters, and like it was, I think it was just like super ahead of its time for what the GameCube offered, because I think that's what I had. It was the GameCube.
I think so. I would love to see a remake of that.
Yeah,
Just with like all the new cards out and shit like that. I wouldn't know any of them, but like give it to me. Like like
just give it to me. I
Shin
will learn.
Megami Tensei, like put
Yes.
him in
Yep.
charge of it
Yep.
because like they got that shit down.
And like they get upset about like new people not coming in. It's kind of hard, like if in your position, if you don't know anything to play like the actual card game, how you're gonna play.
Bro, if I came in right now and like attempted to play anyone with a current deck, they would like I've seen people cycle through like half their deck on their opening hand.
That's pretty common.
And I'm just gonna be like, I trust you are doing everything by the books.
Yep.
Like I can't call you out on any of this.
But at least like if they did something with a video game, it wouldn't even have to teach you about the new game, but like just if it's something that you wanted to be a part of, like there's no Yu-Gi-Oh game that's probably been made for any console system within the past 10 years.
Right.
It's like, so even if there's like things that you wanted to be nostalgic about and like play, like you'd have to download like what, Duel Links or like whatever the mobile gacha games are.
I don't even know.
And I've spent enough money on Dokkan to know that I probably shouldn't get another mobile gacha game.
Dokkan we can talk about in the next
Next
episode.
That is
'cause
another story.
I definitely
altogether.
haven't spent $150 in the past week.
Oh, no.
It's the 8th anniversary.
Yeah,
Shh.
yeah.
But
Oh,
no.
but yeah,
I think we're coming close. So I do want to
Okay.
bring up one thing too,
Okay.
because it's the greatest thing that Yu-Gi-Oh ever put out.
okay.
Dragon
If you say
Dong.
The what?
The Dragon Dong.
Oh, yes.
So I recently just went back and attempted to watch the end of Yu-Gi-Oh.
So did you know that that's finally being made into a card this year?
Oh my god. Is
The
it keeping?
censorship is going to be. I don't know. Zork, I believe, and yeah.
Oh my
It
God.
is, for the 25th anniversary, they are printing that as a physical card.
Oh, I'm so excited.
How that got past,
How it hasn't been made at this point.
how it hasn't been made, and how it got past any sort of like censorship whatsoever.
Oh,
Yep.
we're bringing it up on the
There you
computer.
go.
Okay, so the Japanese does have big old Zork Dong on it.
Yep. I don't know what you do. What do you do?
Orange Joe, what's its real name? So our viewers can like Google it. You can tell me, and I can
I believe it's just like Zork, the
Zork the Destroyer or something.
the
like
largest in the well-endowed
Zork
Leviathan.
Oh my god! Like this man is gonna mushroom
I'm so
stamp the
glad you brought that
entire
up
game.
because I would have never thought to even bring that up. But yeah,
Oh, I just remember I was like, so I saw like a TikTok on that, and I was like, this can't be true. I need to go back and watch Yu-Gi-Oh.
because I guess did it never air in English with him looking like that?
Well, I think
I don't
like
remember it.
that's its Japanese, and then I want to say like the English like censorship was they just put a dragon head on it, and it's like let's make this better. It's like no, he just has a giant dragon dick right now.
Yeah. The design was never great, but yeah, so we'll finally be
It's fabulous,
getting...
and it's the big bad boss. I think that's Bakura. Bakura turns into that, or Yami Bakura, like his spirit.
I
Ends
don't
up
remember watching
being
that far,
that.
but yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, I never finished. I was just like, I left off whenever they were doing the Guardians, and there was like that Australian guy,
dude, yeah,
Zarxel or Xerxes or something. He had the pyramid and the dragons and everything. That was the last season I watched.
God, it was so good.
I want to say there was like probably another 100 episodes after that where they went back in time and actually like traveled to Egypt and
yeah, because they had the Yugi and Kaiba like Egyptian like arc where they fought, but yeah, it
and I think the final episode was Yugi versus Yami, right? Like Yugi had to beat Yami to free his spirit or
something like that, and he ended up. I believe he lost to Yami. Yugi's only lost like 5 times,
right,
in the whole show.
He lost to what's his name, like Gabriel or whatever, the guy with the Guardian Iatos.
He did lose to that guy.
That guy was dope.
That guy was dope.
I could not wait for Iatos to come out.
Did he lose to Joey? When Joey was possessed by...
I think
the seal of...
Or no. He was possessed by someone when they were like... had the chains tied to their ankles.
Yeah, and they were going to fall into water. Just, you know, some normal kid stuff that you do.
Regular kid stuff.
Man, go to Yugioh. So I'll tell you what, I've been to a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments. Not once have I had my legs chained together when I didn't pay for
trying.
it. Yeah, not for lack of trying. Exactly.
Like, man. And then there was that one time where we fought on top of the skyscraper with the glass ceiling with the bombs attached to it that would go off if our life points ever hit 0.
My mom was not happy about signing that permission slip, but by God, we did it.
Thank God we forged those signatures.
Kids today would never understand.
Know.
Never know.
Never know. Oh my God. Remember when Kaiba built like the 18-story tall tower?
The battle
tower
on another island. That
0 floors.
0 floors. Just elevators.
4 elevators you fought on. You got to the top and then once again got pissed when he lost. He's like, fuck this. I'm blowing the island up.
Guess what? Yeah, I win. I may have lost, but you all lose now.
Like, is anyone else
disposable income?
How he has this much access to explosives? He's like a 20-year-old kid.
What is his job?
He killed his dad and inherited the company. I think that's like his dad was a weapons manufacturer.
Okay.
Like his dad was like evil Tony Stark. And then he like killed him.
And then he decided to be
nope,
like
this is a gaming company
Yugioh
now.
Tony Stark, and surely their stocks are just
through the roof. They're like, shit, we can't buy cannons anymore.
We can buy
dual discs. Like,
we're gonna buy this 1 of 4 card. It's surely a good investment. Our boss just ripped it in half.
Oh my God.
Microsoft's down 4 points.
And something else we have to bring up too, since we're on the Kaiba bandwagon right now. The Kaiba suitcase limited edition set that's coming out.
$5,000.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, dude, but it looks so fucking dope. Like it's like a Kaiba Corp steel suitcase. Has like 3 blue eyes white dragons that have been like minted, like put right in there.
I don't know if it's the platinum blue eyes white dragons. No,
what do we
just
got?
the minted ones.
We're bringing it up on our supercomputer over here.
Yeah.
God, that looks
It is sick.
Fucking dope. And it's not even like the blue eyes Americanized card. It's like
the correct art
from the anime show, where like the picture takes up the majority of the image and it just has like the 2 blocks at the bottom. It looks so beautiful.
So I think that's like they're playing to the adults in this game though too, because like no kid would understand getting that.
No.
But no kid's gonna get that.
No.
You ask your parents for that for Christmas, and they'll tell you Santa Claus isn't real right then and there. Just not. Like,
spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Like,
oh my God. If for some reason we pick up a crazy rich fan and you guys want to buy us this and send it to us, I will give you my home address. I will invite you over. You can rob me, stab me. I don't care. But I just want to open this.
We'll duel on the roof for it.
Yes. I'll bring the explosives.
Yeah, you bring the briefcase, I'll bring the explosives.
We'll all chain ourselves up. We'll be good to go.
Sounds like my Friday night.
Hell yeah. I haven't had that since high school.
Yeah. But that's real. That's like collector's Yu-Gi-Oh! At its finest.
God,
it's crazy.
Freaking Post Malone's gonna buy this, I swear.
Sure. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. But it's not like one of one. If it was one of one, maybe he would. But yeah, I'll tell you what, the game's come a long way since we watched.
Since we started
Since
playing
I was wrapping my deck with rubber bands and
2003.
2003 using those shiny sleeves that.
Dude, I still remember getting hollows and realizing they look so much cooler if we took Sharpie and drawing on top of them.
Yeah, so I like kept most of the cards that I've owned like over time, and selling them. And like when you find one of those that we decided to draw on that are worth like actual money,
yeah,
feels bad.
Feels real
Feels
bad.
real bad. Like, man, this card did not need to be like all black. This
Like it looked dope at the time,
at
but
the time it was really cool.
like I distinctly remember coloring in Raigeki like red and black and thinking it looked cool. Is that worth money now?
If it was an original, all the original stuff is like so.
Oh, that hurts me deep inside my soul.
You didn't know.
I didn't know.
I mean, I'm sure I have had rare cards at some point that have just like I've abused.
Do you remember when we would challenge each other to rip hollows in half because it was like impossible?
That is very difficult to do. Yeah.
It's very difficult to do.
Probably a couple.
How much money did we just waste? Like literally throw away.
Well, like so, how much money I want to know did my mom throw away? Like not
because we didn't pay for that.
I didn't pay for that, and I know for a fact that she's like taking boxes and just like
yeeted them.
You don't need this many cards.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yep. It's kind of wild, but I guess it's 20 years later. Any 20-year investment, like it's like Pokemon. Like you're
right.
It's same thing.
I feel like 90s kids were living in like a golden age and we didn't even realize it.
Yeah,
everything that came out in the 90s is worth so much money now, and it's just like.
So I've talked to people about it, and I think it's just honestly because we are now old enough to be able to afford the things that we couldn't get back then. So like,
that's fair.
Somebody that makes $1 million a year that never owned a Charizard can finally afford it, and they're going to pay whatever that Charizard costs because like you make $1 million. So like I don't know. I think in like 20 years, whatever kids nowadays like will be the same kind of way.
Is there even a toy out right now that like is on the same level as like our Furbies
Roblox? No, I don't know. See, yeah, I don't know because like we're in a digital. Everything is digital
Fortnite.
now. Yeah,
it's
and like your Fortnite isn't
right. Like you're not gonna be able to resell your Fortnite in 30 years.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'll tell you what, I have a bunch of cards that have made me a decent amount of money just from keeping them for so long. That I'm gonna make any child that I have just like keep everything.
I still cannot wait until Fuckfish comes back around.
When it comes, so it did when we were both out of the game.
Yeah,
and it did again, like last year.
You like topped with that deck though, didn't you?
I've had that. I did really well with that deck, and it came back around again last December. And the card was worth like a bunch of money because it's like 12 years old.
Right.
But we've had like 60 of them. And it's just, I make this mistake where I'm like, it's worth money. I should sell it. And I was like, but what if it'll be more money in like 3 weeks?
Just, that's exactly what I do with Bitcoin.
And then it's like,
and then it drops.
Yeah. And then I'm just out. And now I'm just like, I'll just hold on to it if it ever gets expensive again. Guess you'd never know. But yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, it's been a hell of a ride for the fact that it's been around for 25 years. The fact that we've got our first U.S. world champion in the TCG. They're still making the animes and stuff, still making card games, hopefully maybe making a video game. They're pretty, it's pretty diverse, but it's nice to know that like it's not dying.
Just attacking
me, dude. I think with a lot of people saying, it's not as big as Magic, not as big as Pokemon, like that doesn't mean that it's not real.
Big.
Yeah. It's definitely made its foothold, and with as fragile as TCGs are, I think it's pretty impressive to have something last 25 years and still be going strong.
Yeah, considering they've made a TCG for literally everything.
Like Zatch Bell. Remember that? That was dope.
Oh my god.
Guess what? I don't really remember it. Like
nope.
It's something that's been in my life for 90% of my life, and the fact that it's still going and like there's always new stuff, it's definitely
like physically shaped our lives.
Yes, my personal life, my social life, like all of that has been impacted by a game that I started when I was 10 years old.
Right, like middle school, high school. You were football, rugby player, watched like all the sports. I'm anime kid. Our common denominator is Yu-Gi-Oh, and here we are 20 years later.
Exactly. It's crazy.
But we're giving the wrap up here. So thanks for joining us on this Yu-Gi-Oh episode, and hopefully our special guest will be back again soon.
Thanks for having me.
Bye, everyone.
If you enjoyed that episode, make sure to join us here every Thursday on YouTube and Spotify as we drop new episodes of that good shit.
And don't forget to give us a follow on Instagram and TikTok for some solid filler content to get you through the week at Not Mike, Not Pat. You should be watching.